Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Escape Pod. Thank you so much for escaping with us. That's Andrew. I'm Alex.
And as always, with great power comes great wild robot ability. We're reviewing stuff this episode.
We are reviewing stuff this episode. We're reviewing the first 4 episodes of Agatha. We're not reviewing The Penguin because we haven't watched it yet. We're reviewing Wild Robot. We are reviewing Joker Folie. Deux.
Yep. But we'll get to that later. So we'll mark any spoilers and talk about stuff later at the end of the episode, so you don't have to worry about that. So stick around. But you want to do a high-low buffalo?
I do want to start with a high-low buffalo. Do you want to start or shall I?
I'll start.
Go for it.
Hi.
Okay, just fuck with your microphone. Don't give them a hi.
I was saying hi. I was waiting for you to say hi back, and you just didn't.
Hello.
I thought it was kind of rude.
Good evening.
There you go.
There you go.
You didn't. Can you give me a tip of the hat? Thank you. Okay.
My lady.
I wouldn't do that. Okay. Hi is life.
Yeah.
Like, it's good.
Yeah, like the brand.
There's a...
Life is good. You don't know those shirts with the little
brand.
Stick figures?
Oh, yeah. It's a brand?
Yeah.
It's kind of lame.
Sure.
Trademark Life is good?
Yeah.
Vita es bona. Can't trademark that.
Don't know what the fuck that means.
It's freaking Latin.
Okay.
For?
Magna Carta, the Holy Grail.
Life is good.
Nice. Gotcha. You got me.
Life est is bona.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm vibing. We got a lot of stuff going on. And, just kind of remembering why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Correct.
We're getting some good messages from people. That's always nice. And we love helping you guys. And got fellow content coming, and the podcast is growing, and it's paying for our rent. And we love you guys and the Patreon, and we got the party coming up and events. And it's just like, I feel like I'm actually working hard on a lot of things again for the first time in a while, and I'm remembering why I do it, which is to remind you guys that, like, life sucks.
You're reminding them that life sucks?
There's more to the sentence.
Okay.
But,
okay,
you see, it doesn't always suck. And what if I just I'm just here to remind you life sucks, dude, and you should give up.
The opposite of the message of the show.
Yeah, the opposite. So, I've said this before, and it used to be my thing, that, like, life is kind of what you make it. And this isn't like your life is full of good and bad things, and the stuff that you choose to focus on, your life will naturally reflect and be filled with those things more. So if you're constantly focusing on bad things and constantly worried and constantly letting yourself just think of, like, everything that's going wrong, then your life is going to naturally be filled with that more. Now, this isn't a Band-Aid for everything that goes wrong in your life. Like, there's still bad things in your life, and there's still depression, and there's still circumstances that are just bad that you can't just, like, magically think away. So I'm not saying that. It's not a cure-all, but, like, training yourself to just, like, remember that, like, hey, today is a day, seize it, focus on the good. We're here for you. This podcast is here for you. We love you. And, like, try and focus on some good today. And if you train yourself to, like, do that some more, it'll help. So just remember, you're not alone. Life is worth living. We love you. God loves you. And that's my high. My low is life sucks. No, I'm just kidding. The low is we have no AC on the hut right now, and that's totally my fault.
It's suffocating.
I totally effed it.
It's suffocating. It's so hot in here. Like, I can't stress how hot it is in here. And we have however many more episodes to film right now. Like... Oh, that's going to make a huge difference. But how loud is that going to be?
Hopefully this windscreen is stopping it.
Okay.
Why are you turning so much? Okay, anyways.
No, that's going to make a huge difference. Thank you. It is so friggin' hot.
Hold on.
Oh, we're having technical difficulties.
Yeah,
Thank you,
I don't know
everybody.
why it's spinning that much. So, basically, I live in the hut now. You want to...
Sure.
I was announcing that. Did I step on your moment?
No, not at all. Please.
So yeah, some stuff moved around.
Correct.
Do you want to explain why later? Like who?
No. This wasn't a part of my high-low buffalo. I was just.
Who is joining the house?
Yeah. So okay, now this is our moment while you're fixing the fucking fan. for those of you that haven't known, or didn't know, or do know, or don't care, if you don't care about this, skip this. But
our high-low buffaloes have ended up being quite long recently. We just kind of yap. You feel like we're yappers? Who yaps more?
We both know.
Okay. Who yaps more, me, you, or Rachel? Who yaps more, me, you, Rachel, or... Anyways.
So we live in a house with a lot of people. We live in a house my entire time I've been here with 7 people. And you guys have seen some of the guests. You know, Zach has moderated a couple of episodes. But my girlfriend Rachel and I have been long distance for the almost 2 years that I've been out here. And she is finally moving out based on some changes in the roommates' personal situations that we will not be going into.
Yeah.
I will now be taking the master bedroom, and Rachel will be joining me out here, which is very, very exciting. And that created a scenario where the guest house where I have lived for the last year and a half, in the room right next to me, to my left, is now open because I was going to vacate it, and you thought, hey, let me go out with the studio.
We all kind of played musical chairs with the rooms.
Correct.
Someone took my room. Yes. I took this room. You took the master. So one of the things that I bought for the house was a smart thermostat. It was pretty expensive. And the thermostat out here, the screen doesn't even work. So, like, you can turn the AC on and it'll just run indefinitely, or you turn it off. So at night, you're basically choosing between, like, being hot or being freezing. So I wanted to take my thermostat and put it over here. So I did that, and because I hooked it up the first time and it worked. Not so much this time.
Yes.
I ended up putting the old thermostat back on that wall. It didn't work. And then I put the new thermostat on this wall, and it didn't work. So I had to put this thermostat back over there, and then put the old thermostat back. And then the old thermostat here, I put back on the wall.
Now it doesn't work at all.
It will turn the air on, but it only blows warm air, like just neutral air. And I don't know how me messing with the wiring of the thermostat causes it to be able to electrically turn on, but not use the coolant or whatever. All of that to say, I'm dumb, and we no have air no more.
No. So this is going to be a long couple hours because we got to film a little bit more.
Yeah, we're filming a few episodes right now, so I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Buffalo is we're having a Mexican come to fix it.
Wow. There were many layers to that sentence. Mm-hmm. The most important to me is why can't you pronounce the word Mexican properly?
Yeah, I stuttered while being racist.
Correct.
You can't stutter while being racist.
No, you got to
commit.
Yes. I was going to say convict, so I'm glad you said commit because I would have looked like an idiot, you.
All right.
So that's your buffalo.
No, that's my buffalo.
Cool.
We have a next door neighbor. His name is Carlos. He makes a lot of those jokes.
Whoa.
Whoa. Calm down. We literally have people working on our road right now, and they were supposed to come on like a Friday, and they showed up on like a Tuesday, and they told Carlos, like, he was like, you're not supposed to come till Friday, and they were like, tell everyone to move their cars. So at like 6 in the morning, he was ringing on everybody's doorbell. So I went outside to like move Sarah's car, somebody's car, and he pulled up next to me and rolled his window down. I was like, what's going on? He was like, yeah, like they have their trucks and everything like ready to come on the street. I was like, they're not supposed to come to Friday. He's like, yeah, must be a bunch of Mexicans. And then he just drove off. Yep. So he is our friend. He is our buddy. And he does some work like this. So he's helping us with the party. He's going to cut down some trees and he's going to hopefully fix my AC. Man.
We love Carlos.
Yeah.
All right. Nice high-low buffalo.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and do mine quick. You ready?
Yep.
Hi. Call back.
Call back, baby. Okay.
My high in high-low buffalo, no, I'm not greeting you, is...
Thank you for the clarification.
You're welcome. Is very, very, very simple. Okay?
Okay. I'm locked. I like your hat.
Thank you, buddy. It's a party hat. Because, frankly, this news is a party. We are having an X-Men party. An X-Men Deadpool Wolverine party very soon.
This is our last episode before...
This is our last episode before that party. And it's really coming together.
I think it is.
I think that, first of all, a round of applause for the gentleman sitting across from me. I think he has done an unbelievable job putting it together, getting some of the things going. I think that everything that needs to be booked is either booked or in the process of being booked. Everything's in the final stages. We have a lot of awesome people coming, and we're talking to a lot of awesome people about potentially coming, and I just think it's going to be a lot of fun. And as you guys know, last year we did a Spider-Verse party, and I love Halloween. I've said it a couple times. It's my favorite holiday. So now that we're in the Halloween season, my costume is in. Rachel's costume is in. Everybody knows their costumes. Your costume is just, could it be better? And I'm just excited for y'all to see this and for us to do this. And I'm just excited about Halloween season being upon us, and more importantly, our party. That's my high.
We have over 100 people confirmed.
Correct.
Which is a little...
Which means it's going to be more than that, because they bring people.
A little daunting. Yeah, and like my closest friends aren't on the RSVP list, because like I know they're coming. So
is
it's
Sarah
like
on the RSVP list?
I think so.
That's not Googleable information. You're good.
And if they get a hold of the invite link somehow, maybe. But you should, we'll pray. I should throw some decoy Sarahs on there.
Smart. Yeah. Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah, she's coming.
Yes. Wife of
Why
Matthew
did you just
Broderick.
out me like that?
Sorry. You're her boo thing. That's why
I'm
we have
her
to
side
keep her
piece.
secret. Yeah. My low, very simple. Bad news. It's really bad news.
Oh, no.
And I don't know.
Do I know this?
I don't think you know this news, and it's bad news. And I've got it prepared with the article here because I know you love to fact check me. Bo DeMaio says plans for Onslaught / the Age of Apocalypse arc have been canceled for season 2 of X-Men 97.
Why?
Yes. Bad.
Why?
Really bad. Because say what you want about Bo DeMaio, we don't really know why he was fired. We don't know how much of a lunatic he is. According to his Twitter, he seems to be kind of a weirdo. But it seems that Disney is trying to distance themselves as much as possible from Bo DeMaio. They initially said... So he was the showrunner for all of X-Men 97, season 1, and they were going with his story for season 2. Apparently, it's been completely scrapped, and they're no longer doing what he did for season 2 of X-Men 97.
Like, how can they not? Like, the way it ended,
yes,
like, you can't do anything else.
No. So they must just be using a different writer, which is very bad news to me, because the showrunner they picked for season 3 of X-Men 97 is the showrunner for Marvel's What If, which I believe to be one of the worst Marvel projects, MCU projects ever. So I am freaking out about this news. I don't know if it could be worse. X-Men 97 season 1 is, in my opinion, clearly the best MCU project ever. And in my opinion, Bo DeMaio is probably a huge part of that. And, despite, I'm very much a separate the art from the artist kind of guy.
Yeah.
I still listen to Michael Jackson. I'll listen to a Kanye album here and there. This is a problem. This is a fucking problem, and I'm pretty upset about this news. So understandably, it's my low of the week. What do you think about that?
That is low.
Yeah.
You think Bo...
Say it.
I was going to ask, do you think Bo DeMaio has a big penis? Because he's big on penises, right?
He's big on penises.
Yeah, which is maybe the problem.
Probably. On to my Buffalo.
All right.
My Buffalo is very random, but it is an invitation to you.
No, I will not sleep with you.
That's fair.
All right, let's move on.
On to my second invitation.
Okay. You had 2 ready.
Yes.
No, I will not stop sleeping with your mother.
On to my third invitation. Okay. You and I think we're in an unbelievable place right now in terms of work. And I'm very grateful for the podcast, and I love you so much. And like you've said many, many times, you're extremely happy doing what we're doing. We feel like we're really helping people. We're some people would say that we are changing lives. I certainly wouldn't say that, but some people have. Anyway, I couldn't be happier with where we're at with work. I think we've achieved a lot of amazing stuff in the year and a half, almost 2 years of the podcast. So, as a special, congratulations, I wanted to know if I could take you out and pay for us to have a little date night, a very nice dinner tonight at your choosing. If you want to go to STK, Capitol Grill, Benihana, one of the nice restaurants near us, I would like to. I know I'm starving. I know that you are hungry. So after we're done filming today, I wanted to know if I could take you to dinner on me to just kind of have a nice night of congratulations to ourselves, because we've done a lot of awesome stuff and we don't pat ourselves on the back enough. And I want to pat you on the back.
No.
No! No!
I'm just kidding. Sure. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
Cool. Awesome. Great.
Oh.
That's my Buffalo.
Cool.
What do you want to do next?
So, it depends. I have a fan segment if we wanted to do that.
Let's review a movie I haven't seen.
Okay. So, we're gonna... he has not seen A Wild Robot.
Yeah, but I didn't see
Wild.
Beetlejuice, and you didn't see Transformers 1, and we did that, so we're fine.
Yeah, so we're fine. You will see this movie.
I will.
Wild Robot out of 10 for me. 3, 2, 1, 9 out of 10. It is my favorite movie of the year.
Excellent. Let's hear it.
There's not a lot wrong with this movie. There's one thing I can talk about in the con category.
Okay.
The pros are just everything else.
Okay.
It's beautifully animated.
Yes.
The voice acting is a stacked cast that I didn't realize.
Top notch, yes.
Pedro Pascal, Lupita Nyong'o,
Spare
Stephanie
no
Su,
expense.
Ving Rhames, all those people. Mark Hamill is the bear.
Legend.
Um,
No, I believe
Ving Rhames is the bear.
I wanted to make a really funny joke, but I lost it.
No.
You know the guy that plays the bear in The Bear, or whatever? He's the chef in The Bear.
Oh.
I was going to say, I think he's the bear.
Oh, that would've been
but
good.
I forgot
I don't know
the
his
actor's
name.
name.
No, Ving Rhames is the hawk, I think.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a low point, right? So it never gets boring.
Okay.
There's not anything that doesn't make sense. The characters' relationship and character growth, not just the robot. Obviously, the robot, you kind of know what's going to happen with the robot from the trailers and everything, but the little goose duck thing that it raises and the fox that Pedro plays, all these characters have good stories. It's funny. There's one joke at the start that I couldn't even believe they made in a kids movie.
Wow.
They kind of roll it back like 5 seconds later, but the way they roll it back is also kind of funny.
Wow.
I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, like it's like, yeah. And like literally when it happened, everyone in the audience went, oh, what? And like started laughing. So yeah, the only con that I have for it, also the music and the visuals, this thing, y'all will know what I'm talking about.
I've heard the visuals are breathtaking.
Yeah, no, it's really pretty. And yeah, the emotions, like I cried a little. I didn't bawl. I cried a little, but I teared up like
Multiple
consistently.
times. Yep.
There's just moments through it, like, and it's a movie about a robot that was programmed that's living in the wild and learning from animals and raising this little baby duck.
Of course.
Like, it's setting itself up to
Of course.
It's impossible for it not to be
Yes.
cute and awesome. But yeah, the one con is like it's a little cliche at moments.
Gotcha.
Like think of a moment where like in Sleeping Beauty where it's like or Rapunzel or Tangled where Flynn Rider is dying and you know he's dead and then she's holding him, she's like I love you, and then because of that she cries and then he says I love you back, and it's like obviously that's gonna happen. There's
Yep.
a scene like that and there's a couple scenes like that where it's like as soon as it starts you're like really,
We know where we're going here. Yep.
and that's a con. But other than that, also I went to a screening with a Q&A with the director, and like what he had to say was like super interesting and like brought to light some other stuff, and like you could tell he was really passionate about this, and it was based on a book, and he was like talking to the guy who wrote the book and this other guy, and it's Chris Sanders,
Correct.
who did Lilo and Stitch.
I was going to bring him
and
up.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Yes.
And now this Wild. He's also the voice of Stitch, I think.
So I literally have his letterboxd open. I was going to bring up, is Chris Sanders, after The Wild Robot, the greatest director of animated films of all time?
I mean, I would not even know who else to put in that conversation.
Brad Bird has to be in that conversation.
Sure. So he did Incredibles. What else?
He did Incredibles. I'm almost 100% sure he did Ratatouille.
Interesting.
He did Ratatouille, and he's done The Iron Giant. He also did Incredibles 2, which hurts him. He did
You don't like Incredibles 2?
It's just mid.
Yeah, but it's not bad.
He did Tomorrowland, which definitely hurts him. Not an animated movie, though. He also did Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Great movie.
Right, yeah, live action. But Chris Sanders did... There's one in there that Chris Sanders did that's not good.
The Croods.
The Croods, yeah.
It's co-directed by this guy, let me tell you.
He co-directed... Is it the guy that co-directed Lilo and Stitch with him?
Kirk D'Amico.
me see.
Kirk D'Amico's only directing credits are The Croods, Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken,
Oh, yeah.
Vivo, the Lin-Manuel Miranda is a monkey movie, and Space Chimps.
Interesting.
Have you seen Space Chimps?
No.
I remember seeing trailers for it in the theater, about to see Transformers. So,
I saw Ruby Gillman. It was
Mid.
aggressively mid. But Chris Sanders has.
So that's Kirk D'Amico influencing the mid.
Sure.
So I don't fault Chris
But
Sanders.
he
for the
works
cruise.
with. There's a guy that worked with him on Lilo and Stitch that also worked with him on How to Train Your Dragon and Wild Robot, I think, or maybe two of them.
So he's a GOAT as well.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm giving it to Brad Bird, but Chris Sanders is too. I mean, unbelievable track record.
Yeah, I think the Q&A was, now that I'm thinking about it, was Chris, and I wish I had talked to him.
Yes.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
But at that screening, I met someone from The Greatest Showman.
Oh, good. You love that.
Brick, yeah.
Yeah.
Tom, the guy who played Tom Thumb. Dude, I was freaking out.
Let's go.
He's coming to the party.
Let's go.
Life is good.
Chris Sanders has brought up, which I thought was awesome, the parallel between How to Train Your Dragon and Lilo and Stitch. How the ears, and they use the ears to show expression
Emotions.
for the both of them.
Yeah.
So brilliant. That's the kind of decision you make where you're like, oh, this guy knows exactly what he's doing.
Did he do all three?
What?
Did he do all three? I assume he did all three.
No, he just did the first How to
Just
Train
did the
Your
first
Dragon.
one. Wow.
Yes. I did want to bring up Lilo and Stitch is my favorite Disney movie. If you include Disney Pixar, there are 3 Pixar movies I prefer.
Incredibles, Finding Nemo.
Toy Story 3.
Sure.
But Lilo and Stitch would be my 4th favorite if you include Disney and Pixar. I love Lilo and Stitch with all my heart. I think to this day it's underrated. It is.
Yeah.
It doesn't get the love it deserves for how good of a movie it is. And How to Train Your Dragon is in my top 5, definitely top 5, maybe top 3 favorite DreamWorks movies. Chris Sanders is a fucking legend, and I want to just tip my hat.
Sure. I think maybe on the Patreon, back in the day, we used to do lists on Patreon.
Yes.
Maybe soon on the Patreon, we will do a DreamWorks list. There are a lot of DreamWorks I haven't seen. The Croods, Peabody and Sherman.
The bad guys.
The bad guys. And
I have seen Peabody and Sherman.
What'd you think? Mid?
It's
Mid to okay?
It's one of those where I saw it a billion years ago. I didn't remember it, so I probably rated it lower on Letterboxd than I would actually rate it.
Yeah, I want to watch How to Train Your Dragon 2 and 3 again, and then I think I'd be able to make my list. Because I remember the Kung Fu Pandas, I remember Megamind, I remember Wild Robot, and like I know the Puss in Boots and the Shreks. Like
Prince of Egypt.
Prince of Egypt I just rewatched, so it's like after I watch those two, I feel like I could do my list. But I don't want to say Wild Robot is where it is yet. I don't think it's going to beat Kung Fu Panda 2 or Kung Fu Panda or How to Train Your Dragon, so it might be top 5, but it'll be like right after those.
Yep.
But it's beating everything else.
High praise for Wild Robot on this show. The verdict is go see Wild Robot.
Go see it with your mom. Prep your mom. Sit your mom down. Maybe have a therapist on standby. Get her some psychological help because it might ruin her, especially if you're older and have gone off. But if you can see it with your mom, see it with your mom and make her cry her eyeballs out because that's always fun, making your mom cry.
Always.
Always fun. Always a good time.
Great. On to a fan segment?
Sure. You want to do Agatha?
We can do Agatha.
Let's go ahead and do Agatha, and then if we need extra time, we'll do the fan segment.
Cool.
Agatha 1 through 4.
Correct.
Do you want to rank?
Nope.
No. Do you want to?
Nope.
You want me
No
to go,
score.
You want me to go F myself?
No, I just want to
Okay.
talk about it.
Okay.
I don't want to give it a rating until the season is over, and I don't want to rank the episodes until the season is over.
Okay.
They lost me.
They lost me. I said it in episode 3 that
You
it was
did.
starting to happen.
You did.
And I was afraid that it was only going to get worse because this happens in Marvel shows where
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, this is
You said
interesting.
that on your TikTok.
Yeah.
You said they're losing me a little bit after episode 3.
And
They lost us.
From what I know from Marvel shows, after it's going to continue, and it got worse. Episode 4 sucks balls, and there's some people who say it doesn't suck balls.
Connor. Crazy.
A lot of Twitter and a lot of TikTok.
Yes.
What are y'all on?
Yes. So I do understand some reasons being why they like it. Because of certain things, certain decisions that they wanted to be made were made. I don't give a fuck. And it's like it's not a representation thing. I just don't care about any of these characters.
No.
I don't care about any of the decisions they're making. I don't care about anything that they're saying. Inexplicably, every line delivery in episode 4 is a minute too long. Like, it's too short. It's slow. This is how they deliver their lines.
There's fire. It's like, we know there's fire.
Here's my take. I don't want to talk too much shit about Agatha. Because I am Mr. Well, if you hate She-Hulk, it's not for you. I love She-Hulk. It's just not for you. Agatha, I guess, is just not for me. Because I get that people love it. I was so bored. I'm just bored.
Well, speaking of, I know we've plugged the Patreon a couple times. We did a full reaction to episode 4. You can watch us watch the whole thing, and
because we were told it was awesome.
Yeah.
So we were like, this is going to be
we
the
were
episode
like
that hooks
waiting
us
for
back
something
in.
to happen. We were 30 minutes in, and the only thing that has happened after 30 minutes is they've summoned Aubrey Plaza, and then they sung a song that they already sang 2 episodes ago.
It was boring.
And like it's cool because like they're 80s now.
It was so boring.
And yeah,
I thought the first 3 episodes are clearly better than 4. 4 is bad.
Yeah, and again, to your point, I understand how it is for some people. Like, there's some decisions that are made and, like, the aesthetics and the coolness. I understand that resonating a little bit more for more people. But even with that, I'm like, okay, so you like that stuff, but, like, everything else, like, I don't understand how
it's so boring.
Like, you can like that stuff, but the other stuff
none
is
of the
just,
characters have any urgency.
I don't care about the old lady. No. I don't care about the potions lady.
Nope.
I don't care about the daughter of the singer.
I love Patti LuPone. Don't care about her. Don't care about the daughter of the singer.
I don't even care about Teen that
Agatha.
much. I care a little bit about Agatha.
I think Agatha's funny.
Catherine's doing such a great job. I love Catherine.
But it's so boring.
And Aubrey's great. And their outfits.
It's so boring.
It is boring. The one interesting in episode 4, a little bit of a spoiler here, the song being the spell that helped her daughter.
Yeah, you liked that a lot.
So somewhere it being sung in the world, it means there's always a spell like keeping her from this thing happening, the curse. I thought was kind of interesting. But other than that, the whole episode, I did not care about a single thing, I don't think.
The more I think about that, the more I like that decision.
Yeah, but it was a little confusing.
But in the moment, I didn't think they explained it well enough, so I was very confused.
And like, to the same people who like, maybe the show just isn't for us, I think there's a way to do the idea of like, we have to sing this song
I like the song in this episode 2 way better.
In this episode?
In episode 2 way better.
Yeah, me too. And I get the aesthetics, I get we're dressed as 80s.
I don't give a fuck. I've seen
we're
this
doing it as a
with
ballad.
WandaVision, done better.
Yeah, I just, like, as soon as they were in the recording booth, like, on the episode, on the Patreon, you can see us, like, look at each other and be like, they're about to sing it. And, like, we were, like, rolling our eyes. And then the demon, we're kind of spoiling, but it's just, like, we were kind of just, like, rolling our eyes the entire time, being like, come on, we don't care. We're 30 minutes into this, and we've sung a song that we've heard already.
They lost us.
Yeah, they lost us.
I don't care about Agatha anymore. And
maybe
I cared very little initially, but
and again, I was high on the first episode or 2.
Yeah,
I'm ready to praise things when things need to be praised.
I liked the first episode. I almost loved the second episode, and the third episode was losing me a little bit. But I thought it would be interesting. But the fourth, it was all of my fears about the future of the show realized.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, we're really just going to go house to house now. And it's going to be some stupid trial for every single one of them. And that, yeah, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, in the reaction, you can hear me. I turn to you and I go, I want to just go watch X-Men 97.
Yeah, that
Because I remember
great.
the X-Men, I cared about Rogue. I cared about Wolverine. And I cared about Cyclops. I cared about Nightcrawler. I cared about Magneto. I cared about, what's the island called? Latveria? No, what is it?
No.
What's the...
Genosha.
Genosha. I cared about Genosha. I don't care that...
God, X-Men 97 is great. Is Agatha, here's a take. Is Agatha's MCU TV show-ness really showing how good X-Men 97 is?
Maybe. I think most MCU shows do that.
X-Men 97 was incredible. I can't sing that show's praises enough.
I had the same feeling watching again, not all episodes are bad, just episode 4 to me. Episode 4, I felt like I was watching one of those Acolyte episodes or one of those Echo episodes where I was just like, I don't give an F about this. This is terrible. And the lines, again, Catherine's doing a great job, and none of them are doing a bad job, but like some of the script was kind of stocky, and again, there were times where like something was happening and they'd be like,
no
like
urgency.
something caught on fire, and like someone was like, it's fire! Like, dude. I don't know. That's just us. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not working for me.
But
on to a fan segment. But if
we will
you
see.
love Agatha, I'm
more
happy
power
for
to
you.
you.
It's just not for us.
It's a very aesthetic-y show, and if that's your aesthetic, like
we walked out of the premiere that we were very poorly dressed for,
Yes.
And I was saying that's going to be some people's favorite MCU project. Yeah. It's also going to be some people's least favorite, and I think I'm being proven right, and I think it will continue to be proven right. Certainly not my least favorite. It's certainly better than stuff like Moon Knight and the Guardians Holiday Special, but
the Guardians Holiday Special is so fun.
The Guardians Holiday Special is ass.
Yeah, so we will see. Maybe it'll get us back in. But
these are a different font than usual.
I'm sorry.
I just wanted to acknowledge that, you jackass.
You want to start?
Alex, have you tried teaching Andrew how to talk to girls? I think he really needs it. God, I want to say so many things. I should teach you how to talk to girls because you don't have a woman in your life.
Yeah. I'm single and lonely, and I whenever a woman comes, whenever a woman walks in the house or is around, I stumble.
You freeze up.
I freeze
You've
up.
got no idea how to act around them, even though they're all infatuated with you because you're so hot now.
Yeah, clearly right now. With this Black Panther, he froze, didn't he? I'm Black Panther. I'm T'Challa in Black Panther.
You're Black Panther.
Yeah. Pause. Can we get an episode with Sarah? Alex, please convince him.
I would love that.
Who?
Is Jurassic Park / World a top 5 movie franchise? No. What are the top 5?
Marvel.
You're taking the MCU.
Easy. Star Wars.
Star Wars, I will take. Lord of the Rings, according to everybody and their mother.
Mm-hmm.
Is Avatar up there? Too early to tell.
Too early to tell.
But I will say, no, I won't say that. I was going to say that Avatar... Harry Potter. I was going to say Avatar is already better than Jurassic Park / World, and I don't think that.
Is Mission Impossible in there? Is James Bond
Mission
in there?
Mission Impossible is significantly better than Jurassic Park.
But here's the thing.
Mission Impossible is a better movie franchise than Harry Potter.
Okay, sure.
There are less bad movies, and the best Mission Impossible movie is better than the best Harry Potter movie.
I will give that to you solely because of Deathly Hallows Part 2. But I think Jurassic Park is the best movie out of all of these.
Jurassic Park is the best movie of any franchise that we've named other than Lord of the Rings, according to public opinion, Star Wars, New Hope, and Empire.
Yes.
And
that's it.
Yes, Jurassic Park would be the best movie in the MCU, confirmed? You would take Avengers 1 over it.
It'd be top 5.
Certainly be top 5. For me, it would be 1. There's not an MCU movie that I like better than Jurassic Park. This is a very fair point, though, that you just brought up. That Jurassic Park is one of the best movies of all time.
Right, but you also have Jurassic World Dominion or whatever the frick. Fallen Kingdom.
Fallen Kingdom. Those are both bad.
Those both bring it down so much.
And Jurassic Park 2 is bad, The Lost World, and Jurassic Park 3 is bad. That's the one with the raptor hallucination that's talking to him, where he goes, Alan.
Wow.
You don't even remember that. Have you seen that movie?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, no. There's Alan has a hallucination on a plane, and it's a raptor, and he just turns to him and he goes, Alan.
Yikes.
Jurassic Park has the worst movies out of any of the franchises we've named.
Yeah, that's the only reason that it's like Back to the Future might be better, because there's fewer movies, and the first one is so good. No?
I think all 3 Back to the Future movies are good.
Yeah, so you think it's above Jurassic Park?
Yes. But I think Jurassic Park is better than all 3 Back to the Future movies.
I
have an irrational love of Jurassic Park. I think it's one of the best movies of all time.
No, it's very good. It's tough to tell because it has the best, but also like 2 or 3 terrible ones.
But you could argue that Star Wars is being carried by those 2. So shouldn't Jurassic Park be carried by that 1? Does that make sense?
Yes, but I just...
Revenge of the Sith is so much better than whatever the second or third place Jurassic Park movie is.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
And Mandalorian and Clone Wars.
And Andor.
Yeah. For Andrew, are you going to do a Demon Slayer or Avatar or Attack on Titan D&D? Ooh.
You're probably going to do all of those if the series continues.
Correct.
But you put a lot of work into those for them to have did nothing so far.
So this is a new series on the Woffello channel. It's not really a D&D. It's a role-playing, storytelling, nerdy, escape room scavenger hunt kind of game where like I plan a whole campaign. It's very similar to D&D where we use dice and everything, but it's all nerdy. So we did a Spider-Man one. Those are coming out right now every Saturday. And I'm planning an MCU one right now, and Dre is coming into town, and I want to do I'm actually half planning a Demon Slayer one right now. Cool. So I definitely want to do Demon Slayer. I'd love to do an Avatar. I don't know about Attack on Titan. That one I would do maybe later. But Attack on Titan's so complicated and everything. I would maybe stick with Avatar and Demon Slayer. But Demon Slayer is like actually on the agenda, and I would love for y'all to go check them out. They're really fun.
Yes, the Spider-Man ones that you've released so far are just a blast. They're hilarious.
And we have fun. Like the people in them have fun doing them.
Crazy thought. What do you think about this? I mean, you're friends with Michaela Jill Murphy at this point.
Yeah.
Like, could you convince Michaela and maybe another cast member? That would be awesome.
Yeah. Well, Dante's about to have a baby.
Okay, he's out. You know what a baby does?
It
monopolizes your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Michaela hangs out every once in a while, so we could probably get her I would have to get another castmate through her because she's I've met a couple, but like she's the only one that's like been on the show and like we know, and she's friends with a bunch of other friends like Daniel and Nick, and I would probably have to do her and then like someone that like her and Zach or her and someone else.
Makes sense.
I don't think I could.
Do we know any Avatar superfans other than you? I could come up with it.
And let me play. Maybe.
No.
I mean, there's plenty of Avatar people.
I would do a terrible job.
Nick, the anime guy.
That would be a good poll.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying because you brought her up. He just made a video too where he's like, it's kind of weird that I am friends with like the voice actress of Toph, and he saw a video of like an AI generated thing of Toph like screaming expletives like in one of the scenes, and he like sent it to her. And I was like, that's kind of how I feel. Or it's like I could just like
text her that technically
send this video to the voice actress of Toph. Friend of the show. For sure. Friend of the show. Great episode. Go watch it.
That is a great episode. It's an all-timer. Is that one of your favorites?
Probably just because we talked about Avatar so much, and I got to really freaking cook.
Can I say something to you? Completely off topic from the fan segment?
Yeah.
That is very similar to how I felt during the Transformers episode.
Oh, good.
That is an all-time favorite of mine. That meant so much to me. I know some of you guys didn't love Transformers, so you didn't love the Transformers episode, but like, as a kid, it was just, I felt...
No, that was a lot of fun for me too.
Yeah. What is a dream set that you hope Lego would make? Great question for me. Can you answer it even in the slightest?
I want a Omashu. I want a Bossing Say.
Awesome. They made Avatar sets back in the day.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're all retired and old and they're less quality, but they did make...
I want a Northern Air Temple.
If I'm not mistaken, they are making an Appa. It was an idea set. That'll be cool. Maybe I'll get that for you. Star Wars is what saved Lego.
Yeah.
And for as long as Star Wars and Lego have been juntos, right, since 1999, there are so many sets that they have not done. They have not done the Attack of the Clones arena.
Wow.
Not one set from that. Not a set with the fucking Reek or the Acklay. None of that. They haven't done any. They've done very little Attack of the Clones, frankly. I always wanted a March on the Jedi Temple with evil Anakin killing all the younglings. I always wanted that with a bunch of 501st troopers. Yeah, but there's so much that they haven't done in Star Wars that you're like, what? But we've gotten 16 Luke's Landspeeders. But they haven't done, like a very vital scene, or they haven't done a very vital scene in a million years. So probably there's some Star Wars stuff. And then I'm a big fan of this is a deep cut, the Lego Ninjago cities. I have all of them. They're gorgeous sets. They're unbelievable. I want them to continue that line, and I'm very worried that they're just going to stop making them because I don't think they sell very well. So that's a big one for me as well.
If you could hire Dr. Doofenshmirtz to build any Inator, what would you ask for? I would want an Inator punch Alex when he has a bad take Inator.
Fair. I would have a call Andrew a slur every time he has a bad take Inator.
Cool. So every time we talk on the podcast, we would either be getting punched or being...
called a slur.
Yeah. I like it.
What is your favorite part of the Patreon? What new stuff do you have coming over there?
We just mentioned.
Yeah, we did a reaction of Agatha episode 4 on there, which I think is one of our better reactions because we're just...
dogging it.
What the frick the whole time.
Yeah, someone just asked you to do some football stuff.
Yes, so I may be doing that if enough people ask.
I've got... I might do, like... some episodes of My Hero Academia. I'm watching through
Cool.
season 2, a reaction to that. So like maybe when I get to like the last 2 episodes, I'll react to the
On the Patreon?
the series finale.
Cool.
Or the season finale.
You want to... I know it was a pain in the ass. Do you want to do Penguin? The full season of Penguin on there? Probably not.
Maybe. I'll say a maybe on that.
That'll be fun just because neither of us
And then
have
this
started
month,
it.
because we accidentally had to skip movie night last month, so now this month we are doing three movie nights
yes.
with the Patreon.
Yeah.
So we'll be hanging out and watching a lot of movies. So
Yeah,
a lot of stuff. Who would win the most gold medals in all sports if y'all were to compete? Well, let's be honest. We'd both win 0.
You are significant. Yes, we would both win 0. You are significantly more athletic than me.
So me.
Yes. What does AFTW stand for?
See? That's the person's name.
AFTW, the patron, asks,
Yeah.
why are you and Andrew Garfield twinning right now?
Someone just asked that on the Patreon.
Yeah, you do look like Andrew Garfield, man. You're killing it. A lot of people say that, though. You remember that girl that was flirting with you where, like, she knocked on your door and she was like, oh, you look like Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. But that is not a made-up story. That actually happened.
No, yeah. You
And I ended up doing magic for her on the front porch. It was crazy.
Riz.
Yeah, if my hair could stop looking wet all the time, then maybe I'd look like Andrew
I
Garfield.
think it's the beer. I think it's the beard and the mustache.
What is the most underrated... What is more underrated, Treasure Planet or Atlantis?
Treasure Planet.
They're both
Because
underrated.
Treasure Planet is better.
Correct.
Atlantis is underrated while being good. Treasure Planet is underrated while being great.
Cooking.
But I'm lower on Treasure Planet than you are. You think... Is it in your top 10 favorite animated movies of all time?
Probably.
I think it is. For me, it's not top 30.
Top 10 or 15.
Yeah.
It'd be on the cusp.
But I love it. I think it's like an 8 out of 10, I think. Why do you like Glass Onion more than Knives Out? You don't. You like Knives Out better, right?
No, I think I'd like Glass Onion a little better.
Great! This is a great take of yours.
But, I mean, it's not by much.
No, they're close for me, too. But I think I'd say Knives Onion's a 7 out of 10 and Glass Onion's an 8. I think
You said Knives Onions.
Thank you.
Knives
Sorry.
Out. Yeah.
I think Glass Onion is funnier than Knives Out, which helps it a lot. And maybe this is on me. I love Rian Johnson. He hasn't made a movie I dislike. But he gets a little carried away with his twists. It bogs down a little bit of the middle of Last Jedi with the whole DJ Benicio del Toro character. And I think in the first Knives Out, I was expecting a traditional murder mystery. And the whole point of Knives Out is it isn't a traditional murder mystery. And I got that shtick in Glass Onion more than I got it in Knives Out.
Yeah, my main thing is like I felt more satisfied at the end of Glass Onion than I did at Knives Out. I feel like the twist in Knives Out was like a little like eh.
I think the twist, though, and how they handle it is better in Knives Out than Glass Onion.
I think maybe the opposite.
But I think in both movies, the bad guy's obviously the bad guy.
Maybe. Kenny Blood, the patron. 1v1 fight to the death. Live action Grinch versus live action Cat in the Hat. No weapons, straight fist cuffs. In a football stadium, Grinch doesn't have Max and Cat doesn't have his hat.
I'm taking Cat.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because he's so violent?
Cat is on demon time that whole movie.
Just swinging a bat at a dude's head.
Doesn't he assault multiple children, or does he almost assault multiple children? And while they both live in fantastical worlds, the Cat in the Hat Mike Myers world is significantly more fantastical than the Grinch world. He shows powers that like are absurd compared to Grinch. Grinch is like fourth wall breaks are nothing to the Mike Myers Cat in the Hat fourth wall breaks. He conjures up multiple versions of himself to be his lawyers when he does that game show.
Oh, yeah,
That's
a
whole set he's able to conjure
up. Yeah, it's
up.
weird. Yeah, I agree. You're cooking.
I think that Cat in the Hat is wiping the floor with that Grinch, frankly. And the Grinch shows kindness at the end of that movie. Mike Myers, Cat in the Hat is a menace. And sure, he doesn't have the help from the things, and he doesn't have the help from the car and
the hat
and whatever, but
yeah, I'm still taking him.
Cat in the Hat, he's just a fucking lunatic. This is from Frank, the patron. If a David Montgomery tier patron used their special request to ask Andrew to say the F word, would he do it?
No.
Yes, I agree. But I know we've talked about it a bit. What is a scenario where you would say the F word?
We raise $1 million for
charity.
Question for Alex mainly. I think I can answer this. How long would it take Batman to catch the guy from Death Note? Light? What's the other one?
Yes. Light is the bad guy from Death Note. L is the detective, the Batman character.
Which live-action Batman wouldn't be able to catch him at all? Okay, how long would it take Batman to catch Light?
The second question is the better question. Comics Batman, I'm going full prep time, etc., etc. L has him pretty pinned where Light kind of has to cheat. Within 2 weeks. So
yeah, I would give him like 2 days.
No.
Yeah.
No. But I would give him a week.
I think Batman could do it in like a couple days.
This is a rare instance where you are kinder to Batman than I am. The thing is it's such a fantastical element, you have to figure it out that it's a book. That's like the issue.
Yeah, but like Batman deals with supernatural stuff all the time and figures it out.
This is fair.
He's blackmailed Darkseid. Like, I feel like, yeah, I feel like he could.
This is fair. This is fair.
I feel like he could, like, Light's traps. L's
traps are smart. And
L's traps
Batman could
work on Light the first time he tries it.
Yes, no, you're right. And
so Batman can set
a
a trap for him.
100%.
Yeah.
And
which live-action Batman wouldn't be able to catch him at all?
Most of them. Bale is never catching Light.
Bale's never catching him.
Affleck, we don't get enough of him as a detective, but he's probably dying. He's not catching Light. Frickin' Pattinson is definitely not catching Light.
Catching him.
Catching him or not catching him?
Definitely catching him.
He doesn't solve the Riddler. The Riddler beats him.
He's the most detective Batman we've gotten.
But he's an idiot. He's wrong. So no. So it's definitely not. The whole movie, he thinks Falcone is the Penguin. No. You just said true?
Yeah.
Yeah. So no. Pattinson's never catching him. Keaton is never catching him. Is Kevin Costner? Nope. Kevin Conroy. Is Kevin Conroy?
Yes.
Yes. Arkham is definitely catching him.
Arkham's catching him.
Yeah.
Pronto. 2 more each.
Yep.
Because of time. Klube the patron. Oh, wait. It's your turn. Go.
Ian, the patron, asks, most underrated superhero movie. Chronicle, it's not part of a franchise. Incredibles, a lot of people kind of forget that's a superhero movie. I think it's up there.
The Avengers.
Yeah, it's really good, and it doesn't get the love it deserves.
It does not get the love it deserves.
No, I agree.
I think everyone likes it. Most people should love it.
No, they just forget. Because it came out in 2012, and you think Infinity War, which I think is better, but you think all these movies are better that aren't, frankly.
Yeah. Which director has the most sauce? Klube the patron.
Sauce is a good question. That's kind of up to your determination of sauce. Tarantino's got a whole lot of sauce, man.
Spielberg's got a lot of sauce.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Nolan has sauce.
See, that's one that I was kind of iffy on, but I think no. I think sauce and being a good director are two completely different things, i.e. Michael Bay. I think Michael Bay has a lot of sauce, and I think Michael Bay has more bad movies than good. Pain and Gain is a terrible movie. So
you're saying Bay has sauce?
Bay has sauce. But
I do think Bay has sauce.
Like Spielberg and Nolan are clearly better directors than Michael Bay, but Michael Bay I think has more sauce than the both of them. And Tarantino, I like Nolan better. I probably like Spielberg better than Tarantino, but Tarantino has more sauce than the both of them.
You don't think E.T. has sauce? You don't think Jurassic Park Jaws has sauce? But you don't think Raiders of the Lost Ark has sauce?
You think the BFG has sauce? You think Ready Player One has sauce? No, these are
conveyor belt movies. Ready Player One has
some
sauce.
No, same thing with the Russo brothers, no sauce. Love them. I like a lot of their movies. They have no sauce.
Define sauce.
It's a weird thing to define when it comes to a director. It's kind of like a tangible thing. It's not something we can like give a word to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Again, I think the Russo brothers are better directors than Michael Bay.
I think Interstellar and Inception have sauce.
Bang. Inception probably has a little bit of sauce, and I'm sure Interstellar has sauce, but again, I haven't seen it.
1 more each.
Alex, how would you rank the different versions of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shows and movies you've seen? I've seen so much of them. They all blend together. I know that the Michael Bay produced live action movies.
That was Michael Bay?
Yes. Aren't my favorites. I know that. And I know that there was a show that I grew up with that I loved. I know the original cartoon I like. But to be honest, I think Mutant Mayhem It's the Transformers 1 situation. It's not a good representation of the characters. They take a lot of liberties. They change a lot of lore. But I loved Mutant Mayhem so much that that's probably my favorite iteration of the Turtles to this day.
Cool. Last one. Would you rather be a henchman of Kingpin or the Joker?
Not even close.
Yeah, how is that even close?
Kingpin. Not even close.
Like, I know Kingpin F's some people up.
Correct.
And he crushes people's heads.
Correct.
And he wouldn't be a great boss.
Correct.
But, like, he's at least sane.
He kills employees of his.
All the time. But, like...
the Russians were working with him at the time when he decapitates him with the car door. And, you know, the Spot is a product of Kingpin in Spider-Verse 2. But, yeah.
Like, Kingpin might kill you. Like, Joker would... like
Joker will kill you.
Kingpin might kill you for a reason. Joker might torture you for no reason.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, he might do way more terrible
He may
stuff.
put a phone and bomb into your stomach.
While you're pregnant.
Correct.
He might feed you to Harley's hyenas.
Yeah. I just not... No. In no circumstance am I working for the Joker.
I was referencing Injustice storyline. You were referencing The Dark Knight.
Correct.
I kind of combined the two. Because he blows her up with a bomb.
I respect it. And speaking of Joker, what a segue.
It is time for Joker.
We are going to review Joker Folie. How do you think that's pronounced?
No idea. Don't care.
Folie. Okay.
Spoiler free.
Spoiler fear. Sorry.
Try again.
I'm in a little bit of a funk. I think you should leave.
Apparently. Joker. Spoiler free review. Here we go.
3, 2, 1. 3
6.
out of 10. You're giving it a 6? Mm-hmm. Wow, you liked it way more than I
No,
did.
well, maybe. Okay, I want to make this very clear. They had me in the first half, not going to lie. I don't know if it had you in the first half. The only reason I don't like this movie is the ending.
Wow.
Okay. For the first half, I was ready to give this an 8 out of 10. Maybe a 7 or 8.
Wow.
I was vibing.
So I've got news for you. The opening really had me.
Yeah.
The opening with the old Joker music, and then he's going through with the rain and the umbrellas. I was like, ooh.
It had sauce, dude. It had sauce.
Here's where the movie lost me. And it lost me very quickly, and it never recovered. Okay? Mm-hmm. This movie's a musical, and it has no concept of what a good musical is.
Why?
Good musicals use music to either entertain or advance the plot or both. And this movie is filled with songs. I don't know how many songs there are in this movie. Let's say there's 20. 2 I thought were interesting or exciting or I felt any sort of way. 2 out of the 20 that I felt like there were in the movie.
That's one of the things. Yeah, it's not perfect. I think they should have had a few less songs. I think I was ready to not like the songs. I always thought that was a weird idea. I still kind of think it is, but like the way they used it and the way they introduced it, I don't want to get into spoilers. I almost got into spoilers. The way they introduced it and like Harley and Arthur's, the way they do it, I actually thought was pretty interesting. But then, you know, once it keeps going and you get to like the 6th or 7th one, then it was like, okay, this is kind of like you just put it in and it's another sequence where they can kind of do some cool lighting, but it's not needed. But the songs themselves and the lyrics, I actually, for certain songs, actually helps the plot, in my opinion.
Yeah, the runtime of this movie is legitimately 40% songs that to me do not matter.
Are we talking about Trap or are we talking about Joker?
Wow. That was wild. No, we're not disrespecting a top 5 movie of the year with
That's crazy that you think
potentially
the random concert scenes that definitely didn't advance the plot whatsoever.
but they're entertaining.
the Joker ones are entertaining.
One or the two. Absolutely not. You're going to tell me any of
No, the phone one sucked.
But they're you're just imagining the ones that are cool that you see in the trailer, the cool sequences and that and that. There's 3 of those.
Oh, dude, I want to get into spoilers.
We'll get into spoilers later. There's 3 of those. The rest of them are them sitting face to face.
Maybe half.
And maybe hot take. Lady Gaga gives bad vocal performances in some of these songs. She is singing poorly, and I get it makes sense in the context of the movie. Some of the songs she does great, but there are some songs where she's not singing well enough.
Yeah, I think that was on purpose, so that didn't bother me.
Bothers me. Yeah, no. Okay, let's talk about non-musical elements of this movie.
Sure.
So everything about this movie you liked other than the ending. Obviously, I think the ending sucked. What about... What happens in this movie? Can you describe to me the plot of this movie without getting into spoilers? Because I couldn't describe to you what happens in this movie cohesively. And that's an argument I have against why this movie is good other than the ending.
Yeah, but I feel like you can do that to certain movies that a lot of people will feel are good. I know you don't think the first Joker movie is good, but it's hard to explain like what happens in Joker.
Okay, but Joker 1, a man with clear mental health issues is treated poorly by society and he breaks. That is at its core the premise of that movie. I don't think you can simplify this movie to that.
Sure, a man starts falling in love with a woman who wants him to be the man that snapped.
You think that's how you could describe this movie? And
did I not just describe the movie?
You're not going to include the courthouse stuff and all that?
Well, yeah, the tagline to that would be while he's on trial.
Okay.
Yeah, that argument doesn't get me.
I don't think anything happens in this movie. I don't see any progression. Like, where do the characters from point A to point B?
There's plenty of progression until the ending, which is why I don't like the ending.
So the ending isn't just the final scene, which sucks. You're talking about the final 20 minutes?
Probably.
Okay.
We'll have to get into spoilers. I felt like things were happening in the sense that if you've seen the first Joker,
because I have the same problem you have. If that's the case, continue.
Okay, great. The first Joker movie, it's artsy, it's weird and whatever, and then you're gonna also throw in Lady Gaga and music. I guess I was just going in expecting it to be this, and that was fine with me because I felt like the music kind of worked and the acting, and it was a little slow here and there, and blah 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 blah. I just felt like they were trying to do something and then they didn't do it.
Fair. I think that's an interesting take. I'm giving you that every day of the week. I really like that take. They were trying to do something and then they pussied out inexplicably.
Yeah, yes, and they didn't explain it.
Correct.
It just flips for no reason.
No reason.
Yes,
and then the final scene is hilariously bad.
Hilariously bad.
Okay, so we're largely on the same. I was so ready. Okay, so this is just a case scenario where you are nicer to the good stuff.
Sure, probably.
But we have a lot of the same problems.
This is what I'm saying. I was watching the first 2/3 of this movie, and I was like, oh, this is like a 7 or an 8. I don't know what people are talking about. And I literally had the thought, if they nail the third act, I'm going to have to like this movie. And then they did.
They blew it.
They literally did not do that at all. Yeah.
They completely blew it. So here's something I want to talk to you about this real quick is I really do not like the first Joker movie from 2019. I would say it's a 1 out of 10. I think it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. I think the Joker 2 is better. Now, I know I'm an asshole. I'm recognizing I'm a dickhead. It's the same thing as Man of Steel. I cannot accept anything good in Man of Steel because I think they do just terrible things in Joker 1. It just pisses me off that you made Taxi Driver, right? It's not even original. You made Taxi Driver, but you wanted to make the mental health movie, Todd Phillips, and you're like, okay, they're not going to let me make a mental health movie, so let me add a comic book property to it. Let me pitch it. Now they'll give me the budget to make it, and let me just make Taxi Driver so it's not even original. And I didn't resonate with any of the characterization. None of it didn't sell me. Like, Taxi Driver, at least, I think is good. Like, I don't think there's anything in Joker that's above average good other than the soundtrack. I don't like Joker 1. Joker 2, while it does things inexplicably bad and does things that are maybe even as bad, if not worse, with the source material as Joker 1, I think Joker 2 is better, clearly, for me.
Why? Just because it's more original?
Because, well, yeah, at least you did something interesting. There's nothing interesting that they do in Joker 1 to me. And the other thing with it is, like, Joker 1, this is the Batman v Superman thing. Joker 1 did the thing. You had the Joker parade, and then those are the people that kill Bruce Wayne's parents. You did that already, like you butchered the source material already, so I've now accepted that world. So now when you butcher the source material again, I'm going into it expecting you to do that, so I don't have the problem, which is largely why I am more forgiving of Batman v Superman than you are, because they butchered Superman and Man of Steel, so I can accept it in Batman v Superman.
Yeah, I think Batman v Superman bothers me a little bit more because it's part of an extended universe, and they're doing it to Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman as opposed to an offshoot artsy Joker movie.
Absolutely.
Where, like, I went into the first Joker expecting them to do that.
Correct.
So it didn't bother me as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's shot well. I think it's acted well. The songs, half of them were and half of them were good to interesting. And yeah, I mean, we can't say it without spoilers. So.
Correct. I will say a couple positives.
Sure.
This is one of the best looking movies of the year. It's shot incredibly well.
Yep.
A lot of people talk about, for Batman movies, Gotham being a character and like Gotham feeling a certain way. And that's something missing from the Bale movies. And I think that's a fair criticism to people that criticize the Bale movies. And The Batman, a movie I'm very critical of, absolutely has a living, breathing Gotham. I really do think Todd Phillips' Joker has a distinct Gotham. And I think that's a pro.
You could also say the same about Arkham. I think he did a good job showing Arkham.
Yes.
It felt very, I don't know, like it should, kind of crazy.
Sure.
Not as much as it would be in like a Batman movie where like they're more cartoony
Yes.
with it. But in this world, I thought it was pretty good.
It's distinct, and that's important because a lot of Batman movies aren't distinct, and that is distinct. Another positive I have, other than it's one of the best looking movies of the year, and other than the Gotham feels lived in and breathed in and everything like that. The two songs that I liked, I probably borderline loved.
Which ones?
Mountain.
Yeah, that one's
good. And then the one that either comes immediately before or immediately after. But those two almost blew me away. And this movie is probably a 1 out of 10 for me, like the lowest possible score, if it's not for those two sequences. But those two sequences I was so blown away by that I was thinking in the theater, wow, maybe I should be higher on this. And wow, maybe the musical thing is better than I thought. And then immediately after, there are 5 more songs and they're all terrible. And I don't like the ending. And maybe I'm exaggerating how many songs there are. That's fine. But the songs are so long and they're so boring when they're so boring that it's like literally it was watching paint dry for me. And maybe this is a hot take, maybe not, but like there are movies in my life where I walk out of them and I legitimately think I wasted hours of my life with, and I think Joker 2 is one of those movies where, yes, there are redeeming qualities to it, but my life overall, at the end of the day, when I die, my life would have been better if I hadn't seen this movie.
Yeah, I'm definitely not that harsh on it.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying about the songs. There are a couple, no spoilers, but like the phone one and then the glass, talking through the glass one. That one was neither of those were needed.
No.
So I feel like if you trimmed up some of that, it would have been even better, and then obviously if you fixed the ending. But I just remember thinking like it was the best version of what it could have been to me, like going in like a weird Joker 2 musical with, I guess I had low expectations.
Yeah.
But I thought I for a while I thought it was like, oh, this is a worthy sequel, and then it just kind of fell apart for like no reason. No reason.
Yeah.
I think most people are like you, where they didn't enjoy most of it throughout.
Yeah.
And I kind of did. Maybe it depends on it. It basically depends on how much the last 20 minutes make me want to bump it down. Like I could go to a 4 or a 5.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy that you enjoyed so much of it. I am. I'm not. I don't want to yuck anybody's yum, as you would say. But I just, dude, it was so boring for me for a lot of it. And the ending is so bad, as we've been saying this whole review. That's why I feel it's a waste of time. You gave me nothing.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was bored throughout. I fell asleep a couple of times. Our roommate Angel fell asleep a couple of times. It's just, I wasn't the only one bored. And not only was it boring, but there's no fucking point at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's nothing else to say other than spoilers. Shall we get into spoilers?
Angel, what'd you think?
Snooze fest.
Snooze fest.
There you go.
We're going to talk to Angel about it on the Patreon.
And we're going to go into full spoilers.
First, full spoilers.
Yeah, so if you'd like to see our spoiler review of Joker Folie Deux,
we reviewed a lot this episode. Agatha, Wild Robot, Joker.
With our roommate Angel on, that'll be on the Patreon. See y'all.
Mwah!
We love you.